Odyssey, Book 2. Assembly of the people of Ithaca, speeches of Telemachus and of the suitors. Telemachus makes his preparations and starts for Pylos with Athena disguised as mentor. Now when the child of morning, rosy-fingered dawn, appeared, Telemachus rose and dressed himself. He bound his sandals on his homely feet and girded his sword about his shoulders, and left his room, looking like an immortal god. He at once sent the criers round to call the people in assembly. So they called them, and the people gathered thereon. Then when they were got together, he went to the place of assembly, spear in hand, and not alone, for his two hounds went with him. Athena endowed him with a presence of such a divine comeliness that all marveled at him. And as he went by, when he took his place at his father's seat, even all his counselors made way for him. Aegyptius, a man bent double with age and of infinite experience, was the first to speak. His son Antiphus had gone with Odysseus to Ilium, land of noble seeds, by the savage Cyclops, had killed him when they were all shut up in the cave, and had cooked his last dinner for him. He had 3 sons left, of whom 2 still worked on their father's land, while the third, Eurynomus, was the son of suitors. Nevertheless, their father could not get over the loss of Antiphus, and was still weeping for him when he began his speech. Men of Ithaca, he said, hear my words from the day of Odysseus. Left us there no meeting of our counselors until now. Who then can it be, whether old or young, that finds it so necessary to convene us? As he got wind of some host approaching, and does he wish to warn us, or would he speak upon some other matter of public moment? I am sure he is an excellent person, and I hope Zeus will grant him his heart's desire. Telemachus took this speech as a good omen, and rose at once, for he was bursting with what he had to say. He stood in the middle of the assembly, and the good herald Pisanor brought him from his staff. Then turning to Aegyptius, Sir, said he, it is I, as you will shortly learn, who had condemned you, for it is I whom am the word most aggrieved. I have not got wind of any host approaching, about which I would warn you, nor is there any matter of public moments on which I would speak. My grievance is purely personal, and turns on 2 great misfortunes which have fallen on my house. The first of these is the loss of my excellent father, who was chief among all of you here present, and was like a father to every one of you. The second is much more serious, and ere long will be the utter ruin of my estate. The sons of all the chief men among you are pestering my mother to marry them against her will. They are afraid to go to their father Icarus, asking him to choose the one he likes best, and to provide marriage gifts for his daughter. But day by day they keep hanging about my father's house, sacrificing our oxen, sheep, and fat goats for their banquets, and never giving so much as thought to the quantity of wine they drink. No state can stand such recklessness as have now no Odysseus to ward off harm from our doors. I cannot hold my own against them. I shall never all my days be as good as a man as he was. Still, I would indeed defend myself if I had power to do so, for I cannot stand such treatment any longer. My house has been disgraced and ruined. Have respect therefore to your own consciences, and to public opinion. Fear too the wrath of heaven, lest the gods should be displeased and turn upon you. I pray you by Zeus and Themis, who is the beginning and the end of councils. Do not hold back my friends, and leave me single-handed, unless it be that my great father Odysseus did some wrong to the Phrygians, which you would now avenge on me by aiding and avenging these suitors. Moreover, if I am to be eaten out of my house and home at all, I had rather you did this eating yourselves, for I could then take action against you to some purpose, and serve you with notices from house to house, till I got paid in full, whereas now I have no remedy. With this, Telemachus dashed his staff to the ground and burst into tears. Everyone was very sorry for him, and they all sat still, and no one ventured to make him an angry answer, save only Antinous, who spoke thus. Telemachus, insolent bride that you are, how dare you try to throw the blame upon us suitors? This your mother's fault, not ours, for she is a very artful woman. This 3 years past, and closed on 4, she had been driving us out of our minds by encouraging each one of us, and sending them messages without meaning one word of what she says. And then there was the other trick she played on us. She set up a great tambour frame in her room, and began to look on an enormous piece of fine needlework. Sweethearts, said she, Odysseus is indeed dead. Still not press me to marry again. Immediately wait, for I would not have skilled in needlework perish unrecorded, till I have completed all for the hero Laertes to be in readiness against the time when death shall take him. He is very rich, and the woman of the place will talk if he is laid out without all. This is what she said, and we assented, whereon we could see her working on her great web all day long, but at night she would unpick the stitches again by torchlight. She fooled us in this way for 3 years, and we never found her out. By the time she wore on, she was now in the 4th year. One of the maids who knew what she was doing told us, and we caught her in the act of doing her work, so she had to finish it whether she would or no. The suitors therefore make you this answer in that both of the Phrygians may understand, send you your mother away, and bid her marry the man of her own and her father's choice, for I do not know what will happen if she goes on playing us much longer with the heirs. She gets herself and score the accomplishments Athena was taught her, and because she is so clever, we never yet heard of such a woman. We know all about Tyro, Alcmene, and Mycenae, and the famous woman of all, but they were nothing to your mother, and any one of them is not fair of her to treat us in that way. And as long as she continues in this mind with the estate, and I do not see why she should change, for she gets all the honor and glory, and it is you who pay for it, not she. Understand then that we will go back to our own lands, neither here nor elsewhere, till she has made her choice and married some one of us, other of us. Telemachus answered, Antinous, how can I drive the mother who bore me my father's house? My father is abroad, and we do not know whether he is alive or dead. It will be hard for me if I have to pay Icarus the large sum which I must give him if I insist on sending his daughter back to him. Not only will he deal rigorously with me, but heaven will also punish me, for my mother, when she leaves the house, will call on the Furies to avenge her. Besides, it would not be a credible thing to do, and I will have nothing to say to it. If you choose to take offense at this, leave the house and feast elsewhere at one of his houses, at your own cost, and turn about. If, on the other hand, you elect to persist in springing on one man, heaven help me, that Zeus shall reckon with you in fall, and you will fall in my father's house. There shall be no man to avenge you, as he spoke. Zeus sent eagles from the top of the mountain, and they flew on and on with the wind, sailing side by side in their own lordly flight. And when they were right over the middle of the assembly, they wheeled and circled about, beating the air with their wings and glaring death unto the eyes of them. They were below, then fighting fiercely and tearing at one another. They flew off towards the right over the town. The people wondered as they saw them, and asked each other what all this might be. Whereon Halithotheres, who was the best prophet and reader of omens among them, spoke to them plainly in all honesty, saying, Hear me, men of Ithaca, I speak more particularly to the suitors, for I see mischief brewing for them. Odysseus is not going to be away much longer, indeed he is close at hand to deal out death and destruction, not on them alone, but on many another of us who live in Ithaca. Let us then be wise in time, and put a stop to the wickedness before he comes. The suitors do so of their own accord. It will be better for them, for I am not prophesizing, but I do acknowledge everything has happened to Odysseus, as I foretold when the Argives set out for Troy. And he with them. I said that after going through much hardship and losing all his men, he should come home again in the 20th year, and that no one would know. And now all this is coming true. Eurymachus, son of Polybus, then said, Go home, old man, and prophesy to your own children, or it may be worse for them. I can read these omens myself much better than you can. Birds are always flying about in the sunshine, somewhere or other, but they are seldom mean anything. Odysseus. has died in a far country, and it is a pity you are not dead along with him. Instead of prating here about omens and adding fuel to the anger of Telemachus, which is fierce enough as it is, I suppose you think he will do something for your family, but I tell you, and it shall surely be when an old man like you, who should know better, talks to a young one who, until he becomes troublesome, in the first place his young friend, but only fares so much for the worse. He will take nothing by it, for the suitors will prevent this, and in the next, he will lay a heavier fine, sir, upon yourself than you will all alike paying, for it will bear hardly upon you as for Telemachus. I warn him in presence of you all to send his mother back to her father, who will find her a husband, and her rightful marriage gifts that your daughter may expect. Till then, we shall go on harassing him for our suit, for we fear no man, and care us neither for him with all his fine speeches, nor for any fortune telling of yours. You may preach as much as you please, but we shall only hate you the more. We shall go back and continue to eat up Telemachus' estate without paying him till such time as his mother leaves off tormenting us by keeping us day after day on a tiptoe of expectation, each vying with the other in the suit for a prize of such rare perfection.